Rubber is an important cash crop in Nigeria, primarily grown in the rainforest region of the country. And Cross River State is one of the states in the south-south Nigeria that has over the years been in the business of rubber cultivation and production. And even though some of the companies are degrading and not functional, there are others who are determined to ensure that rubber cultivation and production is sustained to keep the sector afloat. Investigation reveals that natural rubber, Hevea brasiliensis, most commonly the rubber tree, is cultivated by raising the rootstock in nurseries for 6 months before receiving a graft. The small rubber trees are then transplanted into the field with a density of about 500 to 550 trees per hectare. The primary and major product of rubber is latex. That is, the milky juice obtained from the rubber tree. It's very useful as it contains about 25 to 45% rubber by weight and can be processed into secondary products such as crepe rubber, crump rubber and sheet rubber for onward processing into finished goods. Apart from latex, the rubber tree produces seeds and woods which are also of economic value to the farmers. The rubber seeds, when processed, produces oil arcade resin used for paints, soap, skin creams and hair shampoo. The rubber seeds cake left as residue after oil is extracted from the seed is also valuable in compounding livestock feeds. The latex from rubber tree is vital material in the automobile industry.
If you plant rubber, you give a lot of employment to people. Apart from the income you generate from tapping the rubber tree, you can also, the country can also earn carbon credit from it. Now we are talking about climate change, the level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. One of the trees that sequestrates carbon in the world is natural rubber. So because of that realization, the international community gives you money for planting rubber in your country. While the rubber tree is still standing, you get money from it, and then you still continue to harvest it, process and sell and make money.
No wonder in 2017, natural rubber production in Nigeria was about 53 tons. In spite of all these accruing economic benefits, the development and sustainability of rubber as one of the cash crops in Nigeria is yet to meet the expectations of Nigerians. But are there any impediments to the upscaling of rubber cultivation and production?
There's no support from the government. All money is sourced within our production.
Okay.
And we have problems in terms of fertilizer application. Fertilizer is so expensive. It becomes difficult for us to continuously every year apply fertilizer to our plant. Challenges that we have is shortage of tappers, people that to harvest the product.
But the high problem we have is that you need mechanical. And another thing that we are suffering from here is that we don't have manpower because of what? Because of low pay.
The country, Nigeria, is very blessed with a good climate, good soil, that we should be producing and exporting and making money. But the problem is policymakers don't want. Most of our politicians, most of our educated people have traveled out and see how things are done outside Nigeria. The day they arrive at the airport, they would throw away whatever knowledge they gained and took up the Nigerian mentality. What do we need? They are experts. We need to allow them to evolve policies that will help the country.
Even though experts say that rubber cultivation is capital intensive, there is no doubt that natural rubber cultivation can be upscaled for desired revenue generation to boost the country IGR. This could only be achieved if government and non-governmental organizations channel resources to fund the cultivation of rubber and train farmers, as well as provide incentives that will enable them nurture and grow rubber for increased productivity and yield. For Deadline 360, Morindio Ajom.
Speaking to newsmen, the Information Commissioner Erasmus Ekpan reels out God's benevolence in his life and family, especially in his political aspiration, which he knows is a reason for the family's thanksgiving to God.
I feel I owe the church so much because it's through God, through the church, that I find myself here. For us to be alive now, and by the grace of God to see tomorrow, it's only that God. We don't know the next second. We don't know the next minute. So it's always very, very important, even if it's a grain of beans, to tell God, thank you for always being there for me. Then talk about this year.
Every year, God has been faithful from January to December. You know, we are in good health, we are in peace, we are in unity, and we are still a family. So at the end of every year, we always want to say thank you to God.
The event attracted dignitaries from within and outside the state, including the state governor, Senator Basiotu, and his wife, Ayoawan Basiotu, as it became a carnival of personalities.
This celebration is not today because it's commissioner. It's a family Thanksgiving I've been doing year to year. This is like the 10th year he's doing this family Thanksgiving. It's just a coincidence that he's not commissioner. But my good message to him is that you should not stop thanking God. When you thank God, he's going to do more for you.
Yeah, for us as Christians, Thanksgiving is the ultimate. You know, even in the scripture, the Bible, it says, in everything, give him thanks. So what he has done is scriptural and is the right time to do. When else can we thank God?
For us as a family, when one of us celebrate, we all come together. Erasmus have come a long way. His wife and children have been there to support him. So on this last day, when they celebrate the birthday of his daughter in thanksgiving for all the Lord has done for him and his family, it's only right that we should thank God, the author of great things.
My prayer for him is that he continues to serve diligently and that God will imbue him with the wisdom and with the know-how in which to run the information management system of Cross River State to the benefit of the people, to the service of God.
The commissioner's daughter, who also marked her birthday, expressed her joy.
I'm here celebrating with friends and family members today for my 7th birthday.
The event progressed with a reception where guests were given a seasonal treat. In Calabar, Oba Hyacinth, NTA News.
In his words of solidarity to conferee, Dobong Mbakara Etubomabase Yondem advised him to use his new office for the sustenance of the culture and tradition of the Fak people, as it is part of his responsibilities. In his response, the Isong Bakara, Dr. Chris Ifyong, stated that he has held other positions within the cultural setting by which delivering on his recent mandate is made easier. He also called on the youth to humble themselves, stay off implicatory activities, and draw close to the elders for the sake of posterity.
When people get educated, it's like, oh no, we should forget about culture. Culture is the people, and without it, then the people do not exist. That's the way I look at it, and I will use every ability that I have in this process to keep it alive. And then anytime I get over here, I'm always involved.
My wishes are for a very successful and prosperous tenure on that stool, if you'd like to call it a stool. You know, it's not merely physical. So the ramifications are fairly significant for him. And I think look at him, he's not a young man. He's very mature, so it's time. He has felt it, and the calling has come, and he has decided to go with it.
Isong Bakara is a title given to initiates of Igbe who have acquired and displayed proven integrity in public domains. In Calabar, Arut Ndem, NTA News.
As the Commissioner of Water Resources, if I fail to produce water, then my purpose of being Commissioner for Water Resources would be an exercise in futility. Interestingly, I'm the immediate past Secretary of the party. I followed His Excellency throughout his campaign, and one of his campaign promises was giving Cross-River potable water. Of course, the people first mantra cannot and will not be completed without water. So we have no option than to do what we have done. Everything depends on your priority and dedication. The governor gave us a marching order. In fact, he told us that 50 years ago, we were fetching water from the public bank. And 50 years after, the situation is deteriorating. What about, I agree with you, the past 20 years was like a gold mine. So in fact, he gave us a marching order. However, whichever way we can revive the water sector, we have to do it. He gave us a marching order and supported us. So that's why we have done the magic. People say it's magic. I do not see it as a magic. Of course, it's our right. It's what we are paid to do. So I'm not doing anything out of place.
Yeah, nobody told me that 9 treatment points are there in Cross River State, only 2 are working. Here in Calabar, areas like State Housing, Ikorotan are the persons or areas that have water. How will others get this water too? And also said it's for free. How free is it?
Well, I don't know. I was considering the season of sweetness. Incidentally, the water went into the pipe to be very precise, on the 26th of December, 26th. So we felt we were considering the season of sweetness, that since our customers too have lost confidence in us, it would not be proper to talk about tariff for now. Let's just allow it. For Calabar, we had issues at the Nta Calabar state housing, federal housing, and of course, part of 8 miles. But we have been able to solve that problem. So I'm very optimistic by tomorrow, federal housing, 8 miles, and of course, Ikoronsa will have water.